Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2024 mod career mode with Ferrari. Last time out, we had a very interesting debut in the Scarlet Red car. Really? First episode in the Ferrari career?
Want to zero in on an oil leak.
Third, we're still ahead of Max, but we make a huge error. It's a 1-2. It's a 1-2 for... Stop the race now. Red flag it now. Red flag it now. I want to... Even when Max Verstappen is not winning a race, he still influences who wins. So yeah, a bit of a topsy-turvy first episode of the career. Clearly already getting to grips with the Ferrari simulation of doing well in quali and then not so much in the race. And as you can maybe tell, the Ferrari-itis has got to me as I'm now ill following that first episode recording. Unbelievable. I can't believe... Ferrari-itis. Ask your GPs now. It is a thing if you step into the cockpit of a Ferrari car. I'm just joking. But anyway, we move on, and we're looking for improvements to this car as we buy a whole raft of upgrades. The morale is high, despite losing out for a 1-2 to the safety car to eventually, what was it, a 3, and I think Sainz finishing in P6. So, yeah, I mean, the Ferrari Delulu is still out in full force then from the team. Their spirits have not been broken yet, and let's hope that we can actually galvanize on that thing and try and do better here in Jeddah. Again, I'm expecting us to be decent in qualifying, but it's going to be all about the race, and can myself and Carlos do better? Well, things have not got any better when it comes to this team and having issues with anything starting qualifying. For the second time in a row, there is some sort of issue.
Right, we've lost telemetry. In fact, we've lost pretty much all sensor information. It's being looked into now, so just bear with us for a few minutes if you can, please.
Outstanding, outstanding. The sensors are broken, so they probably won't even see when we make a mistake and spin this time round. But anyway, I digress. We get on with the job at hand. It is actually just unbelievable. I've not done that, by the way. I can't control those. That's genuine faults happening back to back at the start of qualifying in this career season. They just know. The game knows. The game knows that we're in Ferrari. It knows we're doing a Ferrari career mode, and it's just giving them all. But no matter all those issues, we are channeling our inner Charles Leclerc, as once again we're looking pretty damn handy over one lap. Although, by the time I come to the garage, I see that Sainz has gone quicker, very marginally, 0.098. So it's a really good qualifying so far for both myself and Carlos, but things are very close, and of course I want to get the better over Sainz and get that pole position back. So we're down to second. Can we improve? Well, I was trying to get a tow from our future teammate Lewis Hamilton there down the main straight, but it didn't really add too much to my lap time. As you can see on the top right, we're just skirting with about 1/10 gain here, with a bit more commitment in sector 1 as we go through the fast left, left and right again, and then left and right again, as this sector 1 really is a lovely roller coaster here in Jeddah. And it's a green middle sector, purple the first, and we bring it home with the green in the last sector to bag our second pole position of this season. Read it and weep. I bet you lot at home can't believe it. This is aarava qualifying on pole 2 times in a row. Absolute madness. I really am. I'm getting this Leclerc energy from playing as him, clearly, because this never happens. So there does genuinely seem to be a lot of great pace over one lap in the Ferrari, but we saw last episode that there are issues in the race. You know, the brakes are an issue for us, and pushing to the limit at Bahrain, there were a few moments of oversteer. Of course, we did actually spin it once in quali in Bahrain, so we did well to kind of iron out that mistake here, but it's a 1-2 front row lockout for the Scuderia here in Jeddah. That is amazing, but can we now convert this to a decent race result? Because we had a good quali last time out as we go to 5 red lights. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is underway. Round 2 of the 2024 season. It's a decent getaway, but as we go towards turn 1, Carlos Sainz has come in with a kamikaze dive. Our teammate did not get the best start compared to us. He was actually quite far back, and he's made a huge dive bomb and just completely cut us up there. I didn't even think Sainz was going to make that move, because I was literally turning into the apex like he wasn't going to be there, because he wasn't meant to be there. It was a very last minute thing, and we had to back out of it. We banged tyres. Thankfully, there is no damage to the car, so I think it was just tyre to tyre contact there. But Sainz did push us off with that contact and we're down to P6 now. Unbelievable. So, and now, obviously, a bit of oversteer for good measure now as we're desperately trying to stay on the back of Lewis Hamilton. But let's look at the replay then. So, second race only, and we've tripped up over each other. Sight, look how far back he is. This is an outrageous dive bomb. And he had no regard for what we were doing at all, basically. He had only one thing on his mind, and it was P1, and he's up there now. Norris in P2. Verstappen climbs up to third place, although the street circuit merchant, Sergio Perez, is doing well to keep him at bay and retakes him for P3. And that's actually held up Hamilton, and that's going to invite us to come in for the attack. Verstappen is vulnerable. Hamilton on the inside. We're on the outside of the Red Bull. It's all getting a little bit too close for comfort, though, as multiple times that could have been some damage to our front wing. Hamilton's made the move on Verstappen. Can we now make the move on the Red Bull driver as Sainz sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, leading the way from the McLaren as we try to make a double pass, and we've made it work. A lovely little dive there, taking a page out of Sainz's book as we came from quite far back, I feel, on Hamilton. So in one foul swoop, we have overtaken Max and Lewis, and they are going to continue to fight amongst each other, and Verstappen goes right round the outside. This is a great little duel here between the two former rivals for the championship. This time they're only fighting for P5 and 6 at the moment, and Hamilton comes out the better in the Silver Arrow, remains P5, Verstappen P6. Obviously this is off the back of the Mercedes 1-2, remember, at Bahrain. So far, not so great for Russell, down in P9, Hamilton only P5, so it's a far cry from Bahrain, kind of just showing how much of a masterclass and a bit of finesse it was from Mercedes to make that 1-2 happen, because in terms of real pace, they really shouldn't have been up there, but obviously they just took advantage of the safety car period. Meanwhile, for us, we are now on the back of Sergio Perez because we do have the pace to be fighting and attacking as Sainz still leads. And Sainz has actually broken DRS. He's 1.2 seconds ahead just about of Lando Norris as Hamilton and Verstappen continue to squabble. Hamilton defensive into the final corner. Verstappen coming through, and look at that. It's now 3 wide as Oscar Piastri gets involved. The Australian is going for the double pass on the two world champions. Doesn't quite make it work, but thrilling racing here in Jeddah, at least in the game here. 3 wide into turn 1. That was pretty epic. Now can we have our own overtaking show as we're gaining on Perez, really straddling the curb there to gain on him, and Perez with his own DRS open to have a go at Lando Norris. And this is going to be the fight for P2 right now, just between the Red Bull and McLaren as we sit patiently here watching them bang tyres and have a very close battle. There's a little bit of oversteer, but we control it and keep the thing going in a straight line to gain, and now setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix and going for the move on 1, maybe 2, no, not quite. We were a little bit cautious on the brakes, I can't lie there, but we've squeezed out Lando Norris at least to get up into P3. I was tempted for the move on Perez, but last minute, a little bit cautious, just because I think he's going to have a bit more pace than Hamilton did, for example, when I made a very similar move. And actually, because of that, Perez is now on the back of Carlos Sainz. So inadvertently, maybe me not going for the move there has allowed Perez to get onto the back of Sainz now. And can the Red Bull get into first place? Our teammates so far done a great job of being in P1 after that lap 1 incident. It's another safety car here in the career. It's 2 for 2 here as there's someone clearly has had an issue as there's a massive gap on the minimap to where Piastri, as you can see. So don't know whether Piastri's involved. Don't think he is, because he seems like he's still in the race, but someone has caused some sort of issue when the safety car is out now, and I want to come in under the safety car, and Sainz is in as well, so we're going to have to double stack behind Carlos Sainz. But to be fair, Mercedes did that last episode and it worked out for them. So we're learning as a team from these mistakes. We're going to come in, you know, it's a double stack, yes, but Merc did that and it worked out for them. So let's hope the same for us. Good pit stop there on the, oh, no, come on. Oh, we're being held up by the Mercs double stacking themselves again. Wow. And now everyone is holding us up in the pit. Oh, wow. Ah, even when we learn and do better on the strategy, we are screwed. This is what Leclerc feels like, doesn't he? This is what he feels like. This is absolute pain. This is agony. How can one man go through this every week? This is unbelievable. We're down to P9. We were P3, and now we're P9. Fantastic. Fantastic. Love it. I absolutely love it here. Right, we've got a lot of work to do now. Lap 6, by the time we come in for the safety car, it's probably going to be, I don't know, lap 8, and we've got plenty of work to do, but this is the replay then, so I was too busy focusing on the good work of, you know, both of us being in, getting that free pit stop, but maybe this is karma, because we technically blocked Perez here for a moment, but then we come in, and what you're not seeing here is both Mercedes are in, so that double stack for Merc blocks me, and then I got blocked further because everyone and their mother was coming down the pit lane and stopping me to have a safe release, so yeah, brilliant stuff. So yeah, it will be lap 8, you know, that we're getting on to by the time we go to green flags. And Sainz is still P1, and I'm down here in P9. Fantastic stuff here. Really great luck. Oh, and now the rear wing's broken. What else? What else is going to go wrong, huh? As we go for a move on Daniel Ricciardo. It won't matter right now because DRS isn't activated for 2 laps after the safety car period. We will squeeze out Rick Bobby to get up into P8, but that's unbelievable. We've just had we had the issue on lap 1 where we got knocked off by our teammate. Then we just got held in the pits down to from P3 to P9. And the second we go to green flag racing, the team's telling me, right, my rear wing's broken. There's no DRS available. Great. I'm hoping that within the 2 laps that DRS will activate, that I will get that ability back. Otherwise, we really are screwed because DRS is so powerful here around Jeddah as we watch Max Verstappen make quick work of Zhou Guanyu in the new very lime green Kick Sauber car as we catch up to the Chinese driver. No DRS activated anyway, so this wouldn't be a problem for us, and we're just going to use plenty of battery to close in and really commit to the move. Ooh, we were inches away from the wall there, but kept our foot in it, and we're rewarded as we get up into P7. Ahead of Verstappen, there's some fighting going on between Piastri and Alexander Albon. Albono is finding himself in a very good position following the safety car period, and we're forming the Albon love train, as he loves to do in real life here. Piastri still behind him, Verstappen now going for a move. Meanwhile, Sainz still leading the way very much out in front ahead of Sergio Perez, and I think one of the Mercedes cars who's benefited from the safety car period once again, as we close up to Verstappen, who's been squeezed out by Piastri, who was busy trying to get Albon, and I really wanted to make that move on Verstappen, but he was defending very hard there, swiped across on the racing line to make sure we didn't even keep it round the outside, so we have to settle for trying on another lap here, as again, we're all caught up behind Albon, and he's holding us up so much. There's a 1.8 gap then to Hamilton's Mercedes up the road as Verstappen again looks for a place to go. I'm looking for a place to go as we have to step up the throttle. Again, this section of the track is so dangerous. We were so close to there being some contact there for front wing damage as Piastri is finally ahead of Albon, and now we're looking to make the move on Verstappen, maybe also the move on Albon. Albon, though, has got other ideas. Look, this is incredible racing. We go from attacking Verstappen to watching Verstappen and Albon attacking Piastri. We go for the switchback, the tighter line left to right, and we are able to undercut Albon's racing line to get up into P6, but Verstappen squeezed out by Piastri, so he is unable to make the double overtake eventually work. It's just a single overtake on Albon as we make a slight error there getting on the curb, and we have to re-engage ourselves a bit because now Albon's attacking us. We go defensive there. Verstappen going round the outside of the Australian ahead of us, and the McLaren really wagging its tail. We're wagging our tail as the tyre wear maybe starts to kick in a little bit, ever so slightly for all of us really, although I'm on the hard tyre, so you would think I would have better tyre wear than most of these guys as we now sling it down the inside. Good move on Piastri there. Up to P5, needs must, because I'm desperate to get this move done on Verstappen finally. You know, we've tried so many times to overtake Verstappen here, and we've still not overtaken him after so many laps here. So can we finally get up into P4? It seems like the podium may be out of reach. Once again, we are failing to convert a pole position to a race win, and this time we might even fail to convert it to a podium, which is even worse somehow as we go for the fake to the left, go to the right. It's going to maybe be a really great move on Max, but Verstappen just has the better grip, and I'm making mistakes. We're pushing so hard, pushing the limits of this Ferrari, and I've got to tell you, compared to qualifying, this Ferrari in race conditions definitely seems way more peaky in terms of prone to me making mistakes. In quali, it's quite calm actually, so I'm starting to realise what the Ferrari drivers maybe feel in real life, if this is any sort of realism to go by. It is a game, obviously, take a massive pinch of salt, but genuinely this car seems a lot more on edge in race conditions compared to qualifying, where it seems very, very stable as we've overtaken Verstappen, but he just comes back at us once again with DRS. We're going to try and defend him as we go across the apex, the real late lunge to maintain P4, but we've got 1 and a bit laps left, and Verstappen now is the one chasing, and we actually let him by on purpose here before the next section because we're now going to get DRS. So we're playing a massive cat and mouse game here with Verstappen. Obviously, we were seeing so much of that in real life in 2022 until they changed the detection point here, but here in the game, still very much all about playing that chess game of who's going to be ahead to get the DRS tactically. And although we have re-overtaken Max, the only annoying thing is now he's got DRS again on the main straight, as we're using as much battery as we can spare in the first sector here to try and defend and stay ahead as we lock the rear, just like we did in Bahrain. So once again, the rear locking and brakes in this Ferrari are an issue for us, but we managed to stay ahead. But this is the last lap now. It's a bit nervy times because Verstappen now is the car behind, and I don't think the same tactics going to necessarily work again as it did on the last lap. And the problem also is my tyres seem to be pretty damn shocking on this Ferrari as we catch the car just about. We just about keep the car going in a straight line, but Verstappen is ahead. Now, inadvertently, that's actually worked out for me because now I'm the one chasing, and we can overtake him into the final sector, but that wasn't in the game plan. Genuine big mistake there on the curb, is this Ferrari just does seem to be very, very flamboyant in its driving style. Meanwhile, my teammate, though, has none of that as he's out in the lead, 2.7 ahead of Perez. Hamilton in third, so congratulations to Carlos. He's going to take Ferrari's first race win of the season. The man in second place gets the win. Meanwhile here, we were the pole sitter, but we're fighting for P4 on Verstappen from left to right. Verstappen very defensive on the inside. Can we go round the outside? Verstappen takes us wide, and he's hit us. Verstappen on purpose was trying to go deep to take us wide. He's broken a bit of our front wing, but we come back at him. It's going to be a photo finish. DRS to the line. I think we've got him. I think we got him. I think we just about got him. Yes, we have. It's not a podium. We failed to convert a pole to even a podium. But P4, it was a very hard-fought P4 because, wow, Verstappen really tried it on here. Look at the line he's basically just going straight at that corner. He's not even trying to turn left. No wonder he broke our front wing. And look at that, 3 wide behind us. Wow, oh, wow. Amazing stuff here. Incredible finish for everyone involved, really. Literally everyone involved. But it's going to be our teammate Carlos Sainz who takes victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. He takes Ferrari's first win in 2024. And we've got more homework to do because, again, we have failed to convert a pole to a win here. It's very close, though. Early days, obviously, but there's 9 points covering the top 5 in the Drivers' Championship. Ridiculous there. And Verstappen has still not got off the mark, you know. So unlike in real life, thankfully, here in the series, Verstappen is vulnerable. And it won't be a complete whitewash for the Dutchman and Red Bull as we lead the Constructors 4 points ahead of Mercedes. Red Bull 22 points back, but like I said, it's early days, only round 2. But guys, if you have enjoyed that thrilling race in Jeddah, hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.